how would you kind of defend those guys?
It's funny, like you said, I do practice against them every day, and we do try to. And it's really, I mean, they just have a multiple attack system that they can come with. I mean, Rob can throw, Rob can run. Gannon was a strong runner, then we have scat backs as well. So, I mean, the best you can do is try to manage the clock on defense. You try to limit them on first down. That's the best you can do, just because they're so explosive and they're capable of as many things as they are.
So when he leaves the pocket, obviously you can't hit him, but
right.
it does that just mess everything up too, no matter what you're in? Because he leaves the pocket, he'll still look to throw. And
right.
Guys will freeze a little bit because they see him move. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, even in practice, you can be in position and you can just see, knowing that if you were in a game-time position trying to make that tackle, that it would be difficult just because great hips, great speed, and then, of course, has the opportunity to stop completely and dart the ball to a receiver. So, I mean, it's awesome to see the kid play.
What's been the key? All these turnovers you guys have caused the last few games, has there been a theme to how you guys have been able to cause those?
There has. Coach Bennett said it determined is what we have been doing ever since the Missouri game. Determines what we've done. We've added pursuit drill to practice. We've made sure that every play you run to the ball, the whole team's around the ball, blow the whistle, and then the play is over. You make sure that you don't stop any play early. You make sure that you don't take any play for granted, realizing that you never know when the play of the game is going to be. And you got to make sure that you're hustling to the ball. You're doing whatever you can to make the play.
And as a defense, is there ever any, there's so much emphasis on the offense, and people talk about the defense as maybe the weakness of the team kind of thing. I mean, when you guys hear that kind of stuff, does it bother you at all? Or?
I mean, here's the thing. We play in the Big 12 where it's difficult to play defense because, for one, your offense scores in record time. I don't know how many touchdowns we had under a minute. And then also you just have offenses who love that screen pass, love to really stretch you out, which just adds plays. We run, I wish I knew on average how many more plays in the SEC, just because they're much more of a ground team, and so many teams in the Big 12 throw the ball. So it's so many more plays. That's why you see more yardage, and of course you see the numbers that are showing right now.
Can you talk about the difficulty of facing a team that really will throw out, two tight ends that, they have a lot of faith in going to? And just...
Right. Well, anytime you have a catching tight end, you got to make sure you have that run-pass threat every time they line up. So you have to make sure that you recognize tendencies more so that you don't get caught up in a play-action. Coach was talking about play-action. Great play-action team because the quarterback can sell that fake so well, and then great footwork so he can come out just as fast. So the thing about a tight end is you got to make sure that you read him. Tight ends, big guys, glorified receiver kind of O-line hybrid. So you got to make sure that you read his tendencies, that if it's a pass fit, is a pass set, is he going for a route, is it a screen. So it's just most knowing his tendencies.
Is it easier to figure out someone's tendencies for a younger tight end like UW has and Safarian Jenkins, or is that...
those guys, those are great players. So here's the thing: you just got to dig through the film until you see enough to the point where you notice, all right, his hand's a little light. He's leaning a little bit to the right, leaning a little bit to the left. It's just little stuff like that, so you pick up on that help you really tell, what kind of play you're about to get.
You talk about him being a great player. What makes him so great?
When you come out of high school and you're 6'6", 250, it's just interesting to see, the ability to catch the ball, ability to block, and just to have the fluidity in his movements that he does.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.